Hey guys, Dr. Brian Opp here from Opp Family Chiropractic right here in St. Francis. And as we get into the new year, a lot of different things start to come up, right? We make New Year's resolutions. So it's weight loss, it's I'm going to eat better. We might have a trip planned, right, for spring break. And so we're trying to lose some weight. It's always a question that we get throughout the years, like what can help me lose weight? Number one, I usually start with the detox, right? So we need to clean up the system on the inside, especially going after the holidays. What did you eat? How much did you drink? All those types of things. And so it's a good reset for the body to start in the new year. That's very helpful to be able to help with the liver to really flush out all those toxins and the extra bloat that you've probably gotten. So especially when I see a patient who's gained a lot of weight in a short amount of time, a lot of that is just bloat that's happened from the foods that they've eaten. So there's a lot of water weight, and that's why you have big swings up and down throughout the week with that. So next, there's three products that I really like to use with people. So especially now with the GLP-1 medication, so Ozempic, Wegovy, the other ones that are out there, and there's new classes now that are keep coming out, and they're better and better, so they're making you less nauseous. So number one, amino acids, right? So one of the things that have been shown is the loss of muscle mass with these people along with fat, right? So we want to retain as much muscle as we can. So amino acids, the essential amino acids, are great, especially leucine. But the nice thing also in here, when people are all stressed out and they get really depleted and low energy, the amino acids that are also in this core aminos product help build up things like serotonin and dopamine. So they give you some of that motivation and drive to keep going, along with the recovery from the exercise that you're trying to do so that you can keep those muscle mass. So we definitely, anybody who comes in on one of those GLP-1, we encourage them to take one of this core aminos to keep that muscle mass going. Next, creatine. So creatine has a whole bunch of different benefits. It helps with energy, helps with histamine intolerances. So if you're finding that your nose runs all the time, this can be very beneficial for that. It's great for the brain. So if we have patients dealing with concussions and brain fog, we definitely have them take creatine as part of their supplement routine to help with that. Creatine is one of the more studied sports supplements, workout supplements, primarily for muscles, but now coming out, using a lot of it for your brain for things like dementia, Alzheimer's, things like that, to help feed that brain the energy that it needs so you can power through your day. Some people will go as high as 20 to 30 grams if they're doing something like speaking in front of a group, plowing through, some kind of studying, maybe finals, things like that. They'll do that to keep that energy rather than using some other things like caffeine and stuff like that. Lastly, very exciting new product. So this is called Calcurb. So it's very similar to, it acts as a GLP-1 type medication in your body. It's coming out of New Zealand. So New Zealand did a study on a bunch of people in New Zealand there to be able to see if they could find something that wouldn't be a medication that people could do, because they were trying to fight the obesity epidemic there in New Zealand. And so they found something and did a few studies on there. And so lo and behold, it's worked great without the side effects that occur with the GLP-1. So there's less muscle mass. You're not getting the nauseous, the side effects, things like that. So being able to reduce your cravings, reduce your calorie intake, so you just feel fuller, right? So that's what this is all for, without getting the same kind of side effects that a lot of times that people get from that GLP-1. So my biggest thing, obviously, is if we can do all three of these to be able to save that muscle mass. So the things that we are losing is more of that fat, right? So that's why we put people on our in-body machine to be able to look at their total body weight, obviously, but their fat mass versus their muscle mass, and seeing what is going down as they lose weight so that we can track to make sure that, do we need to adjust something? Are we looking at more resistive exercises type things? Carrying heavy things at home is really simple. Squats in the air, anything that starts to put resistance on the body so that you can save that muscle mass and actually build it up there, along with the core aminos and the creatine. So you have the energy and the recovery ability to continue to do those types of things. So this Calcurb is great. It's going to do wonders in our clinic to help with that. I'm very excited about it because it is one of the things that people often ask about is weight loss. So if you guys are interested in this new year, obviously, give us a call, stop in, ask some questions, set up a functional medicine appointment. We can definitely deal with a few of the things that you guys are having issues with, and we can help you get better in this new year. Thanks, guys.